The Shadow on the Curve. Luciano had been on the road for almost 7 hours. Light rain, thick fog, and the constant sound of tires on wet asphalt. The radio? Muted. The silence inside the cabin was more comforting than the nighttime voices of AM stations. It was 1 in the morning when he passed the bridge. An old bridge, dark wood and rusted metal structure, crossing a small river shrouded in mist. He had crossed it before, hundreds of times, but that night it seemed different, longer, darker, colder. And it was just after the bridge at that left curve that he saw it. A figure standing on the shoulder, alone, motionless, wearing a white dress stained with mud, head down, arms hanging by her sides. Luciano braked, heart racing. The high beams lit the figure in too much detail for it to be just imagination. The girl looked wet, as if she had come out of the river. He hesitated, rolled down the window. "Are you okay, miss?" She didn't answer, but she lifted her face. Luciano saw her eyes, deep, black as the bottom of a well, and for a moment he swore he saw them inside the cabin with him, reflected in the rearview mirror, even though she was still outside. He sped up. The truck roared down the road, as if it wanted to run away too. The mirror swung, and in the blurred reflections of the rain she was still there, standing, watching. But something inside him said, she didn't stay behind. In the following minutes, he tried to rationalize. Tiredness, suggestion, reflected light. But when he got to the station and washed his face, he saw something that froze him. Handprints, small, wet, pressed against the inside of the windshield. Luciano drove for miles, his heart pounding as if trying to escape before him. He didn't look at the rearview mirrors. He didn't tune the radio. He didn't speak, not even to himself. The road seemed longer, as if time had stretched, as if the asphalt was trying to hold him there, trapped, condemned to repeat that stretch forever. It was only when he saw the lights of a truck stop ahead that his chest loosened a little. An old gas station, 2 trucks parked, a flickering weak sign, but it looked safe, human. He stopped, got out, trembling, entered the diner. An old man behind the counter watched him as if he already knew him. He didn't say good evening. He just said, "You saw her." Luciano froze. "What?" "The girl." The old man wiped a cup, eyes fixed. "She appears when sleep and fear walk together, when the road wears you down and your soul cracks open, and then she slips through those cracks." Luciano sat down. The floor seemed to sway like a ship's deck. "Has this happened before?" he asked. The old man smiled, but it wasn't a happy smile. "The road is full of things only those who travel alone can see." Silence. In the back of the place, an old radio tuned itself. Tick, tick. Then, a female voice, faint, almost like a childish whisper. "Come back. You forgot me." Luciano stood up abruptly. "Did you hear that?" The old man just looked. "She marked you." Luciano felt his stomach drop. "What do you mean?" The old man breathed deeply, heavily. "After she looks into your eyes, you never leave the road. You think you do. You go home, sleep, pretend to forget, but the road stays inside you." "And what do I do now?" The old man pointed to the window, to the reflection outside. Luciano looked, and there she was, standing on the other side of the glass, motionless, as if part of the landscape. But her reflection didn't move like the others. She stared straight at him from inside the mirror, even when he looked away. Luciano didn't remember driving home. He blinked, and the truck was already parked. Engine off, keys still in ignition. The hallway light in his apartment was flickering when he entered. He reached to fix it, but froze. In the corner of his eye, there was movement. Something Someone standing in the reflection of the microwave. He turned quickly. Nothing, but the chill remained. Like the apartment had forgotten it ever belonged to him, or worse, like it was waiting for someone else now. At night, sleep didn't come. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw her, the girl, not just standing by the roadside this time, but closer, always closer. Each blink brought her nearer, her skin pale like smoke, her dress torn, soaked in something that wasn't rain. Then the knocking started. 3:17 a.m., 3 knocks. Luciano sat up in bed. He lived alone, no neighbors close. The knock came again. Same pattern, 3 times. He approached the door and listened. On the other side, a voice, low, female, whispering, "You left me. I saw your eyes. That means I can come in now." Luciano stumbled back, heart racing. He turned on every light. He checked every lock. He grabbed his keys, but they were wet, dripping, smelling of river water. And when he looked at his reflection in the window, it wasn't just him. She was there, standing behind him, her eyes not blinking, her mouth barely moving, but whispering things only the soul could hear. Luciano began to realize that something had come home with him that night. It wasn't just a memory. It wasn't just trauma. It was a presence. On the first day, mirrors started to fog up even without steam. Words appeared, written by invisible fingers, "I am still here." On the second day, the television turned on by itself. Static noise, no image, but underneath it, there was something more. A fragmented whisper, like someone trying to communicate from the other side of the frequency. On the third night, the bathroom door opened by itself. He had locked it, he was sure, but there it was, creaking slowly. And behind the door, there was no bathroom at all. The wall had disappeared. In its place, a dark, damp corridor made of wet stones and dirt, like the inside of a well. At the end, the sound of dripping water. And footsteps. Barefoot. Slow. Dragging. Luciano slammed the door shut. It hit with a dry thud. Returned to normal. But since then, it never locked again. During the day, he was followed by crows. 3. Always the same. Perched on the power lines. Watching. At night, he heard his name coming from the sink, as if someone were under the house calling through the pipes, "Luciano." And then came the sound of nails, scratching the pipes, climbing. By the end of that week, Luciano set up cameras around the house. He wanted proof. He wanted answers. But when he reviewed the footage, he saw something that took his breath away. Himself, walking down the hallway at 3:17 a.m., barefoot, eyes closed, smiling, and behind him, her, holding his hand. Luciano's reality started to unravel. The boundary between the road and his home blurred. Walls seemed thinner. Shadows stretched longer. His phone rang at midnight. No one on the other end, just breathing. Heavy, wet breathing. Every reflection showed her, not just in mirrors, but in windows, in screens, even in his coffee. At work, his co-workers noticed. "You okay? Did you get enough sleep?" But Luciano only nodded, unable to explain the creeping dread. One night, the whisper came again, closer this time, right next to his ear. "You can't leave me behind. You belong to the road now." He tried to run, but the road was everywhere. In his dreams, in his blood, in the beating of his heart. And then, the letters appeared, scratched into his truck's metal door. 3 words. "Stay with me." Luciano knew he was chosen. There was no turning back. Luciano's world had become a prison. Every road he took led back to her. Every mirror reflected her eyes. He tried to break free, drove miles without rest, changed routes, cities, faces, but the shadow followed. One cold night, standing alone on a forgotten highway, Luciano finally understood. She was not just a ghost, she was the road itself, a curse, a fate. When she looks into your eyes, you don't leave the road. The road stays inside you forever. And Luciano, he still drives, forever trapped between the miles and the mist, a passenger to a journey with no destination. If this story gave you chills, show that you feel the presence. Leave your like as a sign in the darkness. Comment what struck you the most and share so others can hear these forgotten whispers too. At No Signals Files, silence speaks, and you're part of it.